Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
Rockin' 101, the Rock Station. Better late than never. Look at this. Jaime Crawford, director of Trainwreck, Woodstock 99, now on Netflix. I just finished it. Jamie, congratulations on a fantastic docuseries. How you doing?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, it's exciting to see it out in the world after a lot of work. 3
words for you: kerosene, match, boom. That's how they describe Woodstock 99. I did not attend. Coming up after 9 a.m. here, we have one of the DJs, Big Al from our sister station. He was actually there. I'm going to find out his recollections. But you did not attend, or did you?
No, I was in my early 20s at the time. I was in the UK, and I've been living in New York for a few years now. But I was back in the UK, and we kind of heard the ripples of this story across the Atlantic. And what I was really amazed by when I moved over here and we started to get into researching this was that everybody from my generation here has like a Woodstock 99 story, a bit like our parents' generation. Everyone has a Woodstock 69 story, and a lot of them were pretty grim. So it was kind of fascinating to have the opportunity to kind of unpick this massive event and try to discover the ingredients that all came together to bring it tumbling down.
Now, I knew they were going to blame Limp Bizkit once again. Ever since it happened, they've been blaming Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit. I don't know if that's fair, but what do you think? Do you think at the end of the day he really is responsible for, what happened and all the fires and rioting and looting?
It's a bit. I think poor Fred Durst. He's been tarred with the Woodstock 99 brush for nearly 25 years now, and we were in discussions with him for a long time to do an interview with us, and in the end he decided against it, and I think probably for that reason it's kind of unfortunate. And as one of the interviewees says in the show, he says, the thing is, you can't blame Fred Durst for being Fred Durst. It's like blaming a bear for being a bear. And that Limp Bizkit, that was what they did. That was their set. That's their sound, and that was their gig. And as he often pointed out, they played 24 hours before this whole thing came tumbling down. However, there is no doubt that the sort of the musical lineup kind of, it's music that encouraged you to kind of get all your frustrations out and your energy out and crank up the mosh pits and all of that kind of stuff. And I think it was probably, I think the choice of bands was certainly one of the ingredients that went into sort of destroying this whole festival. But there were many other things. It was this sort of massive cocktail of disaster.
Well, I agree and I disagree with that, because I watched, not live, I was watching on TV, but the Woodstock, what was it, Woodstock 96? Or 94, whatever the Woodstock.
94.
Yeah, Woodstock 94. They had 9 Inch Nails. They had a brand new band, Green Day, that was red hot. And those aren't exactly, Jewel. So, they had crazy bands there.
Right. I think you're absolutely right. I think the fundamental difference between the two festivals, between 94 and 99, was that 94 was very much designed for kind of the crossover generation, right? They wanted to attract the people who had been to Woodstock 69 and get them to come along with their kids. So they had much more of a mixture of music. They had, the likes of Bob Dylan and a whole bunch of these bands that kind of represented the 69 story and feel, with the addition of the contemporary bands. By 99, the plan was very much to hand over the baton of Woodstock to the next generation. So it was really exclusively designed, bar 1 or 2 acts, to give a little sort of Woodstock flavor. It was exclusively designed for the kids of the late 90s.
It didn't help that they did it at an abandoned aircraft or Air Force base and everything. It was
air base. Yeah.
Air base. So everyone, there was no grass. It was all on blacktop. Yes, that's a little hot.
Yeah, well, I think, one of the initial decisions that went into choosing the venue was like, okay, the last 2 Woodstocks have been a complete washout, massive thunderstorms, total mud fest, which makes for logistical nightmares. Can we find somewhere that it isn't going to be so muddy, and also somewhere that has kind of services, utilities like electricity, water, stuff like that. Hence, landing on this airbase and thinking, oh, okay, wow, this is a huge space that can fit loads of people. This will be perfect. And if it rains, it's not going to get muddy. Well, unfortunately, it did completely the opposite, and it was over 100 degrees every day. And they had canned along the way a number of the plans for shade, these huge shade structures that had been designed somehow didn't materialize. in the pre-production, and that proves to be their undoing.
And last question, and I was thinking about this as I watched the docu-series, Trainwreck, Woodstock 99, now on Netflix, Jaime Crawford, the director. Why do you think that since then, we now have Burning Man and Coachella and all these festivals? They have hundreds of thousands of people, but you don't see the rioting and the looting and the fires. I just played the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Limp Bizkit before that, and some Kid Rock in there, kind of getting ready for this. I just can't figure it out.
I think I think it was the combination of elements that went wrong, right? I mean, these days, things, as you say, Burning Man, Coachella, all these sorts of venues, they happen every year in the same place, right? So rather than trying to kind of start this 300,000 people festival from scratch a few months before, they've already got huge systems in place. Like they know they probably use the same health and safety guy. They use the same people that bring the water in every year. So it's like a practice system, a bit like Glastonbury in the UK. It's a really well-run organization. And I think that the once-in-a-lifetime kind of idea behind creating Woodstock made it almost impossible to recreate. And also it was carrying the burden of the Woodstock name. You're trying to recreate this mythological utopian event that in a way doesn't really exist.
You ever think we'll see another Woodstock?
I think we'll never see another Woodstock.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, listen,
let's cherish the memories of 69 and let it go.
All right, I concur. Jaime Crawford, director of Trainwreck, Woodstock 99, streaming now on Netflix.
The Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101. The Rock